Welcome back to One Consciousness. This is a week that astrologically was due to be absolutely explosive in so many ways. And obviously, we're seeing that playing out on the world stage in so many countries, if not all countries around the world. And you'll remember back in 2012, 2013, I was saying about one of my horses telling me about the Ring of Fire and all the earthquakes happening around there and how cataclysmic that would be. And we've also had all the earthquakes going on under the oceans as well. Solar flares coming out, the plasma coming through, the upgrades from the solar flares, and that plasma upgrading our DNA. It is all so intense right now. And yes, we can just retreat into our shells, but actually, the message from my horses this week, and thankfully, we have a message for the videos, as many of you will know. And I think I said on the last video, we've been working very, very intensely, all of us together. But this week, we have a message about going back and actually discerning now what is coming from our souls, and to help us with that, how we are communicating and checking in all the time with our guides, with nature, with our animals, whether they're on the earth or whether they're in spirit. Everyone is trying to help us at the moment through the one consciousness, so that we are all playing a part, our own part, and our own unique part in what is happening. But it is so important now that we all work together on this and not actually keep pulling back when things get difficult. It's so easy to just throw ourselves into our daily routines and try and pretend that none of this is happening and that it's all normal. But certainly people watching this, and I think a lot of other people now, are absolutely realizing there is nothing normal about what is going on. And the volume of everything that's going on is so loud, you can't help but see it and question it. So, their message this week to all of us then is to say from them how serious this is now. The astrology is very, very serious. It shows the old systems breaking down, collapsing in order to bring in the new. It shows the anger. It shows us actually searching within ourselves for where we are on that Mars-Uranus axis, of where we are on that one consciousness. And it comes through from the cosmos. It comes through from many different places. And we all connect in there together, lots and lots of tiny impulses, and then that comes down into us, into our divine will. So my horses this week, as I said, are reiterating that this is very serious now, and the way the world is going is they're asking us to be really careful. And that means in lots of different ways. To look each way all the time, and to invest where we can in time. What they actually mean by that is using your time wisely now to invest in what is actually happening, to elevate out of the daily life routines that we've previously followed, and to spend more time with loved ones, whether they're on this earth or in spirit, to spend time in nature. And also, this can be through photos as well, and tuning in energetically. You don't have to physically be with them. In fact, your energy can strengthen and the communication can be stronger actually tuning into them remotely via photos or however you wish to do it. Never ever underestimate that type of communication. It is incredibly powerful. So this now feels a great deal like holding the space for what is occurring in the elevations now. So in all the dimensions, elevating higher, which can actually feel as though spirit is drawing us closer to be with it. And this can also feel as though they may be calling you home or calling all of us home at the moment. My feeling from the horses is that's not actually clear whether they are doing that, but what they are doing is asking us to elevate our consciousness. And as we elevate that, we go higher and higher in the dimensions, up, closer to where spirit is, which is all around us. But in the concentrations and where our loved ones have passed over to and the dimensions that they're in, it brings us all closer together in that vibration. So they're showing me us all elevating our consciousness. For the moment, we are still remaining on Earth. There is a real balancing on Earth that's going on at the moment. And this is another reason for us to elevate our consciousness, to balance out where we're seeing the collapsing and all the evil that is actually permeating through the layers in those lower dimensions. There is a feeling here of keeping on looking into everything that's going on, searching for more news, trying to find out more of what's going on all the time. And while this can be helpful sometimes to try and calm our nervous systems down, it can also put us into fight or flight mode. And they are very much asking us to look at our energy and to be aware of the effects of all of this news and what it's having on us. And what one of my horses is making very clear this week is she's packaging all of those happenings here in the 3D on Earth. She's packaging them all up together and then blurring them all out. And the message I'm getting from her is put that to one side. If there's nothing you can do about it and you're not directly involved in it, you can put that to one side and know it's there. Absolutely know it's there. We're not here to forget because that is where we're all interacting on the earth at the moment. But to lessen your focus on that side and now to focus more on tuning in with them spiritually, energetically, feeling into where they're at. And this takes me on to another point with them, because when they were here on the earth plane and now in spirit, I have always wanted to just tune in and find out where their energy is. And that changes, like all of us, all the time, depending on everything that's going on. But at the moment, theirs is very intense, it's very serious, and it is highly, highly focused on everything that is going on. And that is the message that one of my horses is passing through to all of us today, to focus our intent and our intention on elevating our consciousness in however we want to do that. And a lot of this is for the purpose of hearing our souls and what our souls are telling us to do, listening into those whispers as well as they come through for all of us from the one consciousness. They often do come through in whispers. Sometimes they're loud, often they're not. They will come through as whispers, and for us, our responsibility now is to discern those messages coming through and to actually calm our nervous systems down sufficiently so that we can hear all the whispers coming through and we can receive in these upgrades as they come through from the sun. And this is about purifying, it's about detoxing, as we've been saying for many videos now as well. Being able to feel everything that you're feeling in your body. To hear those whispers as it goes into your soul. This is the time, this is absolutely the time of being in high vibration. I'm really tuning in to everything that's going on. So not to pull back when things get tough. It's very, very tempting to want to retreat and to want to escape. And what they're doing is encouraging us to just check in with them, check in with their energy, to communicate with each other as we do with best friends, as we do with family. We're all here for each other. We're all here supporting each other, whichever dimension that we're in. It really doesn't matter at this point. The point is that we are all connected into one consciousness together. And that is where the focus is going to more and more now. They're cautioning us as well about feeling that that is hard work to keep on tuning in when we've got so much else going on. And actually, as everyone's always heard, I'm sure, from the spiritual teachings, that if you haven't got time to do it, then that is the time when you really need to be tuning in more. Take a step back, reflect, and tune in with all of them, with your energy and with the sun and all the upgrades coming through. Our connection now to the earth is magnifying exponentially. We are coming back into connection with everything now. So see these connections around you and all the synchronicities happening everywhere. I hear about them constantly now, really exciting synchronicities, people meeting up with who they're meant to meet up with for this part of their journey on Earth. And this part energetically as we move forward, having your inner circle, knowing that you trust the people that are and the animals and nature, everything that's in your inner circle. And enjoy these times. We can be light-hearted about it as well as focusing in. That is also so important. And remember, as our egos are dying and as our consciousness levels are rising at the same time, and absolutely no coincidence in the correlation between those two. Our animals and nature are at a higher dimension than we are. We're still rising and opening up our consciousness, and what we aren't able to see at the moment as the big picture, our animals and nature are able to see that big picture. They're able to help us in how we move forward, bearing all of this in mind. And they are all making it very clear that they're here for us. So with that, and holding the space spiritually now for everyone as we move through this together, holding the space as all of us are doing in divine grace, sending you all many, many blessings. Until the next time.